Hello everyone. Today my topic of discussion is classification of protein. We all know that protein is considered as the building blocks of our body. These are large complex molecules that play many important roles in our body. So let's see the classification. So regarding the classification of protein, there are simple protein, then conjugated protein and derived protein. So regarding the simple proteins are those type of proteins which are composed of amino acids only and possess no non-protein part in the molecule. That means only the amino acids are present in the simple protein. Now what are the classifications of the simple protein? First of all, protamine. Now these protamines have the smallest molecule among all the proteins. Protamines cannot be coagulated by heat. If we provide heat to the protamine, we cannot coagulate it. Salmine, sardine fish sperms, this contains protamine. So this is the first classification of the simple protein. Next comes histones. Globin of hemoglobin and nucleohistones of chromosomal nucleoprotein can be considered as the examples of the histone. Next comes albumins, which is very familiar to us. These have large globular molecules and are easily thermocoagulated. If we think of the white portion of the egg, which is totally made up of albumin, so we can see that in the boiled egg, that white portion is totally coagulated. So it is thermocoagulated. Oval albumin or the egg white is a beautiful example of albumin. Next comes globulins. These are also globular molecules of protein. These are insoluble in acid, alkali and water. Hemopexin, that is present in the plasma, is a beautiful example of globulin. Next comes glutenin. These are plant proteins actually. Oryzanin of rice and glutenin of wheat are the examples. Next comes prolamins. These are alcohol soluble plant protein. Gliadin of wheat and hordein of barley are the examples. The last one is scleroprotein. These are fibrous animal protein. So glutenin and prolamins were plant protein, but this scleroprotein is the animal protein. Now keratin, collagen, elastin, these are the examples of the scleroproteins. Now this keratin is present in the skin, in the hair, in the wool. We all know about the wool, which are useful to make the sweater. Now this collagen is present in the bone, cartilage and tendon. Elastin, it is present in the yellow elastic fibers of areolar tissue. So protamine, histone, albumin, globulin, glutenin, prolamine and scleroproteins are the classification of the simple protein. Now we will go for the conjugated protein. The first one is chromoprotein. Now this chromoprotein, for example, hemoprotein such as cytochrome and hemoglobin contains the chromoprotein. Next is metalloproteins. These are metal proteins. That means some metals are attached with the proteins. For example, carbonic anhydrase of red blood cells contains zinc. That is the example of the metalloprotein. Third one is nucleoprotein. For example, deoxyribonucleoprotein, which occurs in nuclear chromosomes, mitochondrial matrix, etc. Next comes phosphoprotein. For example, we can talk about the casein, caseins, caseins of milk, then ovovitelin of egg yolk. These are the examples of the phosphoproteins. Next comes lipoproteins. These are abundantly present, means present in huge amount in the cellular membranes, then in the plasma, in the milk also we get the lipoproteins, and also in the egg yolk. And the last one is mucoproteins and glycoproteins. So these are the examples and the classifications of the conjugated protein. The last one is derived protein. It has got two classifications. Number one is primary derived proteins. Now this type of proteins, we can say that water, acids, alkali, heat, radiation, etc. may change the native proteins into this type of protein, or primary derived protein. It is also known as denatured protein, because the normal property of the protein is denatured, it is changed. For example, heat, X-ray change the soluble globular proteins like ovalbumin to fibrous insoluble coagulated protein. So this is the example of the primary derived protein. The next one is secondary derived protein. Progressive hydrolysis of the peptide bonds breaks the proteins into progressive smaller molecules like proteose, then peptones and peptides. So these are the classification and the examples of the primary and the secondary derived proteins. Hope you have understood the classification in detail along with the examples. So don't forget to subscribe my channel if you are new here, to get the notification of daily uploaded new educational videos, more than 2 or 3. So keep in touch. So long. Bye bye.